Libra, y'all better stop doubting your discernment. It's been a lot of insights that you have been getting. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And you've been doubting this discernment because maybe these are things that you don't quite want to see, but it happens anyway. When we ask for the sight, we see the good things and we see the not so good, but we're learning that it's not such thing as good and bad. It's just life. It's just cycles. It's where we are at the moment. It's our level of perception. Um, Something could also be happening with when we talked about dualities this morning. Something could definitely be happening where it needs to happen. Like there's times where you need to kind of like hide details and kind of look like you're doing something sneaky, but you're not. Spirit is telling you to hide details. Spirit is telling you to kind of like hold your energy. Don't disclose too much details. Close your mouth. There are times when we have to do that way. There's also times when we have to protect ourselves. There's times when we may have to fight, where we may have to go into rooms and we may have to be the one that seems like we are, negative or whatever. And then if you listen to anyone, if you listen to people, there's people that's going to change your great doings to negativity. And then there's people who are going to make their negativity look like positivity. So there's complete like dualities that are happening for you right now. But the thing is, it's just your discernment. Your discernment has been on point. And there's a need for you to thank your higher self for hipping you to certain things that maybe your inner child is not, it's not ready to digest. But your higher self is like, I'm here. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We got through this like we got through the last one. So I do feel the energy of a lot of discernment, a lot of things. And you think you may be thinking negatively. You think that you may be, going into the lack mentality of thinking all of these things. And then what happens? You try to push it away, push it to the side, not think about it. And that very thing happens. That very thing happens. Sometimes we cannot control the actions of other people. And if you are getting discernment about other people's actions, you are right. You do need to protect yourself. You do need to hold back some details. You do need to self-protect. You do need to pull your energy back. You should check. You should double check, double back. There's something that does deserve a second look. Maybe you should ask again. So, we are not giving up our discernment anymore. We're not doing that at all. I want to go into the Shaman's Oracle to see what's happening right here with the sight and to help you trust your sight a little bit more. Trust yourself a little bit more. You are the Oracle. You are a Oracle. All right. You are the light in the room. There's a need for you to trust yourself. What guidance can we give Libra about their discernment and how to honor it a little bit more? All right. Replenish. Empty well. Replenish. There's a need for you to replenish yourself. For some of you guys, you may need some water. Like some water. There could be something that you're not quite seeing yet. Also, there's something that you're seeing that's just in the beginning stages, and you can see something as full grown. So you're like, no, I'm tripping. I might be being negative. There's a need for you to replenish yourself. For some of you guys, you're seeing a lot of luck, a lot of right timing, right ideas. You're seeing this happen for yourself. But just like the negative that you see, you might be like, maybe that's not. Maybe it's not. And you walk right away from your fortune's wheel all the time. How many of you guys do this where you think of some type of brilliant idea and you know that it's going to be brilliant? You can see everything working out, but then you just kind of give up. You go into that lack mentality where you start thinking, well, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. For some of you guys, you definitely do need to put action behind your ideas, put fire behind your ideas. But there's a need for you to replenish yourself. There's a need for you to kind of like, you could be feeling drained, very, very drained here. Also, positive reinforcement. Let's see. Positive reinforcement. We do have this empty well here. Time to replenish, diminishing yourself for another. The empty well reveals that there is nothing here for you. The well is dry, and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It is time to face this harsh reality and move on. Harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance you have experienced, and let spirit guide you to your next destination. This might be saying goodbye to someone or something, insisting on changing the rules of the game. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results you want. There is a lack of reciprocity of give and take. The empty well tells you that it is time to reclaim what is yours and return what does not belong to you. The shadow casts in your direction are not of your own making. You do not need to react or respond to them, as they are not real. Simply shine your light upon them and see how it dispels them. The shadows are projections that you are confusing for reality. You may have been offered a shovel to help dig yourself out of an uncomfortable situation, a bucket to drink from the well, but you cannot dig yourself out of this hole, and remember that there is no water to be found in that well. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Follow the watercourse way, the aquifers that run deep in the earth. You'll be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart. So the discernment that you're having is something is an empty well. The discernment that you have right here is there's nothing here. The discernment that you have right here is the only way. Even it's not going to help if you diminish your own light, but you feel like you have to lower yourself, lower your own knowing in order to kind of replenish something that's is no water. No more water is growing here. No more water is flowing here. How many of you guys feel like that something has ran its course? That a relationship has completely ran its course? That there's something that is you have no more to give? Because nothing is being nothing is being reciprocated to you. There's no reciprocity here. There's no give and take. There's no equalness. There's no return on your investment. There is, however, a new source. I remember I was watching, I read this book, and maybe I need to read this book again. And it's a nice little book. It's called Who Stole My Cheese? You probably, if you are a finance fanatic, I'm pretty sure you've read the book. And I love finances, okay? It's called Who Stole My Cheese? And it's about a book about cheese, mice or with their cheese, right? And it's basically about like businesses. Like this person found the well that had a lot of cheese. And they ate up, like these mice found some type of way in the maze where it had a lot of cheese there. Okay. And they ate up all the cheese. But there was another group of mice that was like, you know what? We're going to start going out there looking for other resources because this cheese can only last us so far. So while only, then another group of mice was like, no, we're going to set up shop here. We got all the cheese we want. But the other mice, they were actually a little bit more intelligent because they're like, if we're just sitting here eating all the cheese, we're going to run out of this source. No matter how much we think, how big this source is, we're going to eventually run out because we're going to eat the cheese. Some cheese may even go bad, something like that. So it happens. The cheese end up going bad. And the other mice that was out looking for other avenues, they found so many different avenues to get this cheese, this abundance, this water in your case. So the other mice, though, they actually stayed there. They didn't want change. They stayed there. They started becoming afraid to go out. and they started starving. So they started becoming afraid to kind of like open their horizons, and they started starving here. And there's a need for you to open your horizons. Yes, something has gotten you this far. Yes, you may have gotten comfortable with a certain type of relationship or a certain type of place that you've been in. But you have been brought this to this empty well so you can look and see what else is out there. Instead of psyching yourself out, thinking like, oh no, it's more water that's going to come. I'm going to just keep giving more and 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 more of myself. And they're going to give me something in return. How many of relationships of you guys you can relate to that? That you've given more and more and more and more of yourself, hoping that you get something in return, only to learn that you get nothing in return, but drained. You get nothing in return but a lesson on how to value yourself a little bit more. That's the only thing you get in return. There's a need for you to honor your discernment, because some of you guys, your discernment is telling you way before the cheese run out. Way before something happens that there's a need for you to look for something else. There's a need for you to cut something off. There's a need for you to leave something. Somebody is not being equal here. Someone is not reciprocating here. Let's see what this has to do with some type of past life energy. Go into the past life deck. Hopefully you can see it come up on the camera. All right, let's see. What's the past life issue? Devotion. Monk, nun, devotion. Somebody have some type of devotion. Loyalty. For some of you guys, your ancestors have dealt with the same thing. Being loyal to the things that aren't serving them. It's your loyalty. Devotion. Monk or nun. Some of you guys are you devote your energy and time to things that you don't need to devote your energy and time to. And I'm doing the little head sway because it seems like this is something that we've heard so many times. There's something in your past that has taught you how to be loyal to things that aren't loyal to you. Something in your past that could have taught you how to be loyal to people who hurt you, who take from you, who take advantage of you. Maybe this is the type of family that you've grown, that you have grown up in. Maybe you have a family that takes advantage of each other, or family that don't put in, that don't put they don't reciprocate. And you're not going to leave family, right? Maybe there's a relationship. There's something that you witness. You witness a person being devoted to a group of people that did not give them anything back in return. And unconsciously, you've put yourself right in those shoes, claiming that it has something to do with you being loyal, claiming that it has something to do with your love for another person, claiming that it has something to do with the fact that you're related, or the fact that you've known a person for a long time, or the fact that you've just been here for a long time and this is just how it is. For some of you guys, you've gotten way too comfortable with taking the short end of the stick. You've gotten way too comfortable with going to the empty well, and everyone's supposed to be filling this well up, and it's only you filling it up, and you're wondering why the water isn't doing anything. Because here you fill it up, a person comes take it, and we're back at square zero. Something's not equal. There's a need for you to get out of this energy. This energy that you have to be loyal or devoted to something that gives you nothing in return. Everything in life is give and take. Everything is give and take. And this is not monetary. This is not like, okay, you need to pay me for my time. This is not that. This is actual love, support. This is someone to see you like you see them, to just see you, period. Someone to hear you. Support, love, honesty, nurturing, compassion. These are things you can't put a price on. It'd probably be easier if you could, but I don't even think they'll give you that. Someone has been in a situation for a long time. You know how long it takes for this well looks pretty deep and it's empty. So you at your point where you feel empty. You're at a point where you feel like you need some type of, you just need it. And you look into those people who've never gave it to you. For some of you guys, it's going to be hard for you to look elsewhere. It's going to be hard for you to kind of start digging and find other sources of water. And this is other relationships that are going to water you back, where you're not the only one watering it. Something is just beginning. Because it's a level of fed upness. I always used to say this, you're not mad enough. You ain't hurt enough. You're not fed up enough to leave a situation or to stop doing something. You have to get fed up enough to leave a situation or to stop something. How many people know exactly what I'm talking about? Like you have to kind of like get to that point of the high pissed offness that makes you do something differently. And then we talk about the polarity. Some people may think that being angry or being upset is a bad thing. But a lot of times that anger and upsetness, that usually is the fire up under a person's belt who has been loyal to a person or to people who mistreat them. This is trauma. Trauma teaches us to be loyal to those that hurt us. Trauma teaches us to just stay there in the name of what? Devotion, loyalty, family, friendship, love, relationship. Look at your relationships. Are your relationships currently now reflecting the trauma that you've been through? For some of you guys, it's time for you to break that pattern. To break the pattern of you being loyal to things that hurt you. Something had to completely suck. You had to tell yourself it don't matter how you feel to stay in a situation. Think about that. You had to stay in a situation that completely sucks. You had to tell yourself what you feel doesn't matter. You had to tell yourself you didn't matter to be in that situation. Because if you told yourself you mattered, you would get out of that situation. There's a need for you to say in the mirror, I matter. My feelings matter. How I feel matters. Because it matters. And there's people in your life, there's people that you're going to come across, and they are going to reflect that to you. They're going to let you know that you matter. How you feel matters. If you're hurt, it matters. If you feel drained, it matters. There's people in your life that's going to reflect. But there's a need for you to understand that this well is empty. There's no more here. There's a need for you to acknowledge something is no more. That something is done. Something is over with. It's completely done. Let's see the ancestors. We need to go into the ancestors deck. For some of you guys, you're also praying that a person would, I hope and I pray that this person is going to come back, or that this person is going to reciprocate the energy that I've been given for years. I hope and I pray and I hope and I pray. And what if God is telling you, I got those people, but they ain't it. I got an abundance of those people for you, but they ain't it. It's not in this well. You got to get out of this well to get that. What if that's what God is saying to you? right, you have the fire guardian is here. The fire guardian is here. Ignite your passions. Not only is something holding you back, making you stuck in a place, something is also stopping you from doing what you're passionate about. For some of you guys, you've stayed in a place of giving, and not getting in return that you don't know. You don't even know what receiving feels like. And there's a sense of you stop giving to yourself. You stop giving to yourself. You stop lighting a fire. You stop igniting the passion within. Something is a heavy price. It's a heavy price to pay to be in this world. Not only do you not give anything back, but you also take away from your passions that's burning inside of you. Something's a heavy price to be in a situation. The fire guardian is telling you what lights your soul on fire. What do you love? What do you love? What do you love to do? Who do you love? For some of you guys, you're trying to to water something or someone, and it's stopping you from watering the one that you love. Because you put so much devotion in something that's not even devoted to you. You put something in, keep on putting something in over and over and over and over again to something that's not even giving you anything in return. And it's nothing to give. They have nothing to give you. I keep on saying emphasis on that because a part of me needs to know that too. In certain places of devoting myself to certain situations and people and things that aren't giving me back anything in return. And you get to this point of how many times am I going to have to learn this lesson? How many times am I going to have to hit this floor? How many times am I going to have to go empty in order for me to understand what's not being reciprocated to me? How many times am I going to tell myself my feelings don't matter? How I feel don't matter in order to water you? That is not true watering. You should still be able to honor yourself and water someone else. Confirmation. You should still be able to give to something and still give to yourself. The fact that giving to this thing takes away from you, that should be the first sign that this is not right for me. Because I have to compromise myself in order to give to this thing. I have to compromise my feelings in order to give to this thing. I have to compromise my peace of mind and able to give to this thing. That's why we sit. That's why we sit in silence. That's why we get in tune. Why you think we need to get in tune with our emotions? And for some of you guys, you've been told that, stop crying. Stop bitching. Stop making a big deal out of things. So you may think that your emotions are big deals. It's you bitching. There's a need for you to get back in touch with yourself. To love yourself in a way that's nurturing like a mother. You've been giving all that energy out. Time for you to get that energy to yourself. It's time for you to bring that energy back to you. Because you deserve it. Because you matter. You got so much in you to give. You deserve to be reciprocated. That energy, you deserve that energy reciprocated back to you. Just the same good love that you give out. You deserve all of it. All of it. No, you're not asking for too much. You're not asking for too much. No, it's not too much to give. It's some people who can do what you do with your eyes closed. Just like you can do what you do with your eyes closed. It's nothing for you. You're a giver. You're a lover. But the moment you feel that your giving and your loving takes away from you, the moment that you feel that your giving and your loving it makes you dishonor yourself and your own feelings, that's the moment when you need to check. Because if you continue in this cycle, you're going to continue to get the people who make you an empty will. There's a need for you to see it and say, this don't feel right, and create a boundary so the universe can know, oh, Libra ain't bullshitting. Libra said enough of that. Libra said no more of that. Libra said, I'm not giving that. I'm not giving too much. It's so easy for me to relax in like relationships and relax in my own energy because I learned that lesson. Baby, trust me. I learned that lesson. It took 10 years. I'm hard-headed. It took 10 years for me to learn a lesson. But I learned a lesson. I did that, so you don't got to do that, okay? So this time, I sit back into my energy. I listen to what I feel, what I want. If it's not honoring myself, if I feel like it's taken away from myself, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Call me difficult. Label me a monster. Label me the villain if you want. Okay? I'll help you write the story. But I'm not doing it. No, I've been there before. So many times. Bumped my head so many times. Got so many lessons. And sometimes we need those lessons. Because sometimes we hard-headed. Spirit is telling us the way, but we think we know better. We think we know them more than Spirit know them. Ain't that crazy? We think we know a person more than what your infinite intelligence, your intuition, your body, your bones is telling you, your heart. We think our brains know better. Nope, this some same old stuff. And Spirit like this the same old things your ancestors did. They was hard-headed too. They had to learn the hard way too. I'm trying to make a light out of this situation. But trust in your passions. It's something that you do that turn your light on fire and you haven't been given to yourself. You haven't been lighting your own fire. You haven't been given to yourself. You've been given to everybody else. You've been trying to water everything else. Dishonoring yourself. How about you honor you? I know it sounds scary. I know it may seem lonely. Because I'm pretty sure if you're in a situation where it's give, and all they're doing is take. And no reciprocity, no giving back, just making you empty. Pretty sure you may feel like, okay, if I don't give anything, they're going to leave me. You know deep down in your heart of hearts what's going on here. That's why it's this discernment. For some of you guys, this whole empty well haven't even happened yet, but you can feel it. You ain't even empty yet, but you can feel that a person is trying to empty you of your good stuff. You can feel that. What else? What else the ancestors got to say? They're trying to get you to pour into your passions. Pour into what makes you smile. Embrace the energy of peace. For some of you guys, you may feel like, well, this is going to make me lonely. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For some of you guys, you may feel like this is going to make me lonely. This is going to make me feel alone. I'm going to be lonely. And your guardian angel say, you are not alone. Embrace the energy of peace. How about peace? How about them apples? I just heard, Spirit heard you say, well, heard your cry. It's going to be lonely. It's going to be lonely to do that. Your guardian angel say, cut out that noise. Stop that noise. Stop it, Libra. You will never be alone. I'm always here. Your guardian angel is always here. Embrace the energy of peace. Think about your peace of mind. Think about the peace. Think about all the things that you can do. You've been doing pretty damn good running on E. To tell you that. You know those cars where we know we on E, we like, nah, I know my car. I know my car. Okay? I know my car. This can take me all week. I know my car. Embrace the energy of peace. You've been doing pretty damn good running on E. How fast you think you'll be able to run if you had peace? Peace of mind. If you watered yourself. If you took a sip of that water you've been putting in that well. If you took a sip of that. You're worried about being lonely. That's what that devotion is. Worried about being lonely. Because you're around bloodsuckers and vampires and energy vampires and takers. And you're around all of those types of people. And they know you a giver too. Oh, they know it. The moment you push your energy back, they're going to feel that shit. Because you've been the only one watering this well. Now nobody going to have nothing to drink. And you may feel selfish because you got all the water within you. You know, it's something about a giver. And givers, we have to learn how to honor ourselves spiritually. Because we dishonor ourselves spiritually by giving in places that we don't got no business giving it. And the thing about a giver is, you know, there's an abundant source. There's nothing you have to take from someone else that you can't produce on your own. You are the producer. So you know that you're going to drink. And you're like, well, if I don't water them, who will? I can go a couple days thirsty. No, you can't. You can't go no more days thirsty. No more days thirsty. No more days on E. No more days. You take all that water for yourself. You quench your thirst. You get your water in. How much water we supposed to get? Our weight in ounces, however much you weigh. Or is it half our weight? I don't know. I try to drink about 3 liters of water, and that's we call it a day. But you get your weight in ounces. Get your water in. Your skin gonna be glowing, hair gonna be growing, flourishing. And that's what happens when you treat people good. The giver got to learn to give to themselves. The giver learns so backwards. They learn in giving out. They don't learn about giving to themselves. That's why we have some type of idea with takers. We like, all you care about is yourself. But we can learn a thing or two about them takers. Can learn a thing or two from them takers. To give to ourselves, to learn how to nourish ourselves. This energy has been too much going on. And if I had a gavel, boop, 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 order in the court. No more running off E. No more thinking you're going to be alone. Because you won't be alone. Let's see this beautiful love that you need to give to yourself. Going into the Whispers of Love Oracle. What type of love does Libra need to shower themselves with? Do something for yourself. You got to do something for someone. Give your attention to you. This is you showering yourself. You are the someone. You are the another. Like attract like. You want somebody to give to you. You want somebody to love you, to adore you, to replenish you, to water you. Water yourself. You're watered. You're giving to yourself. You meet another person that's giving. We tired of these takers. Tired of these people who just come in our lives to take things from us and expect us to show up with water to water them. We tired of that. Running on E. You know you tired. You know you're tired. There is nothing that is telling you to stay here in a place or in a relationship with people who leave you running on E. Not you running on E. If this was a reciprocal relationship, both of y'all would be on E. You both would have gave all you can give, and we tied together. No, you end up tired all the time, physically, emotionally, spiritually drained, and you have no power to give to your true passions. You may even have no power to give to your true loves. And then you know that this is some type of energy that you need to get yourself out because you're guarded. Why do you think you guarded? That people are going to treat you in a way that these people have been treating you. Your body has been telling you for ages. Your ancestors been telling you, like, baby, I done been through that. This ain't it. I done been through that. Why you think it's so hard? It shouldn't be this hard. I done been through that. This is not it. This ain't for you. I'm going to go into the energy oracle here. No, actually, I did want to go into the star seed, and we're going to close this off. If you like this reading, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up. If you would like something a little bit more personal, make sure you check the description bar down below. I do offer personal readings. If you want to support me on Patreon, all that information is down below. I also do offer a tier where you get a reoccurring monthly reading. So you can get your monthlies your general reading every single month. You can always be in tune with spirituality. All right, let's see. What's the closing messages? Closing messages from Spirit. Give your attention to yourself. How you feeling? You got the 7-star sisters, birth and creations, tapestry of life, and expression. You also have you been called, soul gifts, training. It's time to step up. Oh, you thought you had to bring all of them with you through this portal? Some of you guys really thought that. You got to bring all of them. You thought that this door was open for everybody? Open for you. Only self-love will let you know that. And we have golden children. You're special, of course. Inner child, tenderness, innocence. Rare gifts. Rare gifts. You thought that you had to bring everybody through this portal. You was trying to bring everybody through some type of portal. Spirit said, this door for you. Sometimes you got to leave. Sometimes you got to leave them right where they at. Let's see. The 7-star sisters. It says, there are new creations that want to be born. Beauty that is yearning to be woven. New consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. This is the card of the artist and the midwife. You're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition come from the same sacred place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Earth is renewed as a planet of manifestation and creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet to be human is to be creative. Creativity is a part of your true nature. Perhaps you're being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a business or a book, or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in the way you cook. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to express yourself through creativity, to surrender to creative projects that both scare and excite you, to find the way to weave beauty back into your everyday life. For there's creativity, spirit, and soul are present. And the world needs those qualities more now than ever before. This is the fire guardian. There's something that needs to be birthed through you. There's a fire burning inside of you that you need to you need to heed to. There's something that needs to be birthed in you. You are a creator. You still got it. You still got it. You may feel drained right now, but you still got it. Okay? It says soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Called. You came to earth with a double mission. To grow as a soul and to bring about a consciousness shift. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what your soul is calling you toward. For it is encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many gifts that it came here to share. Some of you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and to share your soul's gifts. If you are being called toward a creative project, again, passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you are facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap and consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes, for you to replenish yourself. Your soul has been calling for this moment for lifetimes, for you to give your all to your creations. Give your all back to you. Give it back to you. Give it all back to you. And last but not least, we have the golden children. The golden children, the children of the sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on the planet. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. Little to no personal karma. Golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin to answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, so they're not supported in the right ways. So if they're not supported in the right ways, they struggle with physical life here. So if you're not supported in the right ways, you struggle with physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans. If you pull this card, it may be a sign that you are being called to mother, father, or nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child, a creative project or ideal or a new beginning, to treat yourself or the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it, to give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, to remember that deep down everyone is trying their best, and if they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as they journey through this great adventure called life. All right? So that is your reading. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.